rates, they'll just start coming in on your screen. I'm just going to turn to my monitor to get the first rates here. I want to start with first the Nifty, the Sensex, and then we'll get into some of the newsmakers, starting off with ITC, Piramel, Reliance, some newsmakers and what kind of indications and what kind of trends we're getting. The Reliance is off to a flat start. Where is ITC? The numbers were not great, but markets should not focus on those numbers extensively because they were for the quarter gone by. Piramel is going to be the top draw, so to speak, from the markets. And well, ET now reported the story, which means markets knew that this deal was coming. So could it be a day of buy on news and buy on rumors and sell on news for Piramel? Looks like that is the situation. SBI is at 181, Z Enterprises 173, Cipla 330, Infosys 12 rupees down, Hindalco 148. So the earnings impact, I think, is so far not really powerfully visible on any of the large companies with the exception of ITC, which also is threatening to now go below 200 rupees. So there you go, we are off to a flat start. A mild outperformance is there, but given that we've got a 2% cut from US markets on Friday night, you cannot say that you are going to be entirely, you cannot duck the fall, so to speak. So you're outperforming with a positive bias in mid and small cap stocks, and Piramel and ITC, they both have not really reacted in a magnificent manner. One to numbers and the other one to news.
Yeah, not entirely immune to what's going on across the globe, though for now we're making our peace with the 10,300 mark. The banks are taking a bit of a back seat. You've got PSU banks, metals, as well as IT in the red, while FMCG is the only sector that's standing tall, and pharma to a certain extent. Some of the other names that need to be flagged off, there's ITC, posted its numbers, the cigarette revenue as well, coming in at about 5,100 crore rupees. Brokerage is still giving their stamp of approval. NTPC standalone numbers as well were declared. You had Nalco, another result candidate, not an encouraging set of quarterly numbers. Coal India is another one where the margins came in lower. Revenue from operations as well have dwindled. Avanti Feeds, Sun TV, not a bad set of numbers, healthy, margins have remained stable. South Indian Bank, 143 crore rupee loss. There was something like Eris Life Sciences as well as RK Forging, etc. that came out with their numbers. Piramal Enterprises continuing to monitor that candidate after that Carlyle deal, and of course being an ET now exclusive. I just want to quickly check in, 1356. So up by about 1% in today's trading session. Infosys as well, I want to flag that candidate off. Remember in the AGM, the management said that they are seeing strong acquisitions. An active program of acquisitions is being looked at in India as well as multiple other geographies. So for now, we're holding out in the green. CK, let's get in your initial take, because the Nifty Bank, after seeing a terrific run up, seems to have cooled its heels, and we're down just about 0.5% on the index. With the kind of global handover, do you think that it is fairly commendable?
Particularly attractive. What we are seeing today post-open is that none of the heavyweights of the bank Nifty are really firing for it today from a bullish angle. In fact, they're all quite negative, with HDFC, ICICI, Kotak, etc., all of them between 1 and 2% down. So definitely the bank Nifty is going to take it a bit on the chin, and it has already started down, and that could probably act as a bit of a drag for the Nifty as well. Now, if you take the Nifty itself, the only flag that seems to be flying for it from a heavyweight perspective seems to be ITC, and that alone may probably not be able to do the trick for the Nifty. See, without the banks contributing rather well, it becomes quite difficult for the Nifty to make gains. So I think we are in for a range with a mild downward bias, and then through the day the markets will be watching various levels that the Nifty, etc., will put up. 10,200 on the Nifty futures ought to act as a bit of a support. I think that's the nearest that you can look for it, and the bank Nifty seems to be a little bit pressured right now, and 21,000 is the key level. If that breaks, I think there should be a little more trouble for the banking pack.
Sure looks like it. Kunal, let's get your take as well, because it's more negative than flat right now. It's slipping quite rapidly.
So yeah, I think it's more or less in expectations with how the US markets panned out. So some sort of an impact had to happen for our markets as well. But I'm pretty okay with the kind of opening many of the stocks have seen. So it's not that there is any kind of a decisive trend on stocks which are moving up, and neither on the downside as well. So you have one odd stocks from each sector maybe trying to buck the trend. You have Glenmark Pharma today apparently, which is doing pretty well. Idea is doing okay. ITC, of course, on the back of results, is doing pretty okay. The OMC pack, as I believe, could be in focus, and I believe likes of IOC, HPCL, and BPCL. I think they are the ones which I, for one, believe could see a decent upside from current levels. There have been very good volume action to these names or this pocket overall, and I believe that many of these stocks, they look very attractive from trading perspective. So I think IOC is what I would recommend, particularly from the stock price, a breakout candidate, potential breakout above 1991 mark. Would suggest a buy with targets to be kept at almost 100 plus and stop loss at 86.